Howdy. Let's show you how to use random in the activity. So we want to write a program that takes a frequency, a number between 0 and 1, and a phrase as command line arguments. And then we're going to randomly inject into a given sentence at the given frequency and print the result. Let's go fix this. There we go. Given frequency, and we're going to print the result. So umm.py. Let's go set that up and then see what we need to do next. We have an empty file. We don't like empty files, so let's make a little main here. If name equals main, call main. All right, great. So we know that our program needs a frequency and a phrase. So in our main function, that kind of embodies the program, let's take a frequency and a phrase. And then to get those in, we're going to have to pull those out of the command line arguments. So we're going to need to import sys. And let's let the first one be the frequency. All the arguments in sysargv come in as strings, but if the frequency is going to be useful as a number, we can turn it into a float. So we'll say float type sysargv1 is our first argument, and then the phrase we can just take as sysargv2. Great. So now our program's set up. Now what was the problem statement, right? We're going to take that frequency and that phrase, we're going to randomly inject something at a given frequency and print the result. Well, we've seen that pattern presented in the guide where you do something at a given frequency. You're iterating through things and you're checking if a random number is less than your frequency, and if it is, you take action. Okay, so if we're going to inject into a string that's into a sequence of words, that's the opposite effect of the filter pattern, right? We're going to create a new list, but it has more things in it than the original list did. But we can start with that idea to set things up. We know we're going to be doing random stuff, so let's import random. And let's say we create phrase with our frequency and our phrase. And then we'll just print that out. Okay, that's the basic structure of our program. Now the create phrase is going to be like a filter pattern, but different, right? So we're going to have new phrase, and let's make this a list, right? So we want to treat the phrase as a sequence of words. So let's create a list of words, a new list of words that will join back together with spaces at the end. So now I can say for word in phrase dot split. Right? Now I'm going to new phrase dot append that word, and then if, and this is the frequency pattern, right? So if random dot random number, so random dot random, this will give us a number between 0 and 1 at random. If that's less than the frequency, then we're also going to take new phrase and append into it. Okay. And at the end, we'll return our new phrase joined together with spaces. That gives us a new phrase. So here we see the frequency pattern being used, checking if random.random is less than the specified frequency. What do we want to do in that situation? And we build up a new list here. All right, let's try this out. Clear that. Let's come back to the current lecture. Is on the 22nd. All right. There is umm.py. So I should be able to say Python umm.py. We need a frequency. Let's say 0.2. 1 out of 5 words. And then because I want to pass a phrase in, and the phrase is going to have spaces in it, I need to use quotes on the command line in order to do that. I'll use single quotes. So what's some phrase? Hello, how are you? what is your name? Do you like tacos? All right, let's try this. Hello, how are you? What is your name? Do you like tacos? Great. We can come take this and we could push this up higher. 8, right? Yeah. Hello, how are you? What is your name? Do you like tacos? Right. Funny, silly. The best one, this is, we've all been there before, right? Hello, would you like to go on a date with me? Me, yeah, right. 8's probably about right for that. We've all been there, right? Here it comes out constantly. We could instead drop that down to maybe something a little bit more optimistic. All right, but you get the idea, right? You can play with this parameter. If we drop it to 0, you don't get any changes, right? If you push it up to 1, then every word gets an in between, right? Because every time you append a word, you're also going to append an and so that's the concept of how you can encode a frequency. And with that, have fun with it.